you've come to my channel for updates on the compound, you're in the right place. I've got an update for you this week, and it's a little bit shocking. If you're new here, my name's Alexandra and I'm a local realtor down on Florida's Space Coast. I've got people calling me every day, and I absolutely love it. So if you have any questions about the compound or what it might be like living in Palm Bay, Florida, go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text message, or send me an email. I've got your answers, and I would love to chat with you. And if you want to keep seeing videos like this, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. All right, let's get into it. Last week, we met with the city of Palm Bay to get an update on where we're at with the compound in terms of development. Our meeting went well, but unfortunately, as expected, we didn't really get anywhere. So here's where things become a little bit shocking. If you remember from one of my previous videos where I discussed the history of the compound, GDC was the original owner, and they had planned to develop the entire area into subdivisions. But unfortunately, in the early 90s, they went bankrupt. If you haven't already watched my video on the history of the compound, I highly recommend checking that out because that will help you connect the dots. We discovered through our research that back when GDC, or Atlantic Gulf, went bankrupt, there was a settlement agreement between GDC, Atlantic Gulf, and the city of Palm Bay, where the city of Palm Bay agreed to take over the development and care of the compound area. Not surprisingly, they did not uphold their end of the agreement. The city of Palm Bay was not only given the land, but they were also given a sum of money to help in the development of this land. This leads me to wonder, where did that money go? What did the city do with it? They clearly didn't do anything with the compound. Then, in 1996, Atlantic Gulf learned that the city of Palm Bay was both failing and refusing to uphold their end of the settlement agreement. So they went to court. In year 2000, there was another settlement agreement. Atlantic Gulf and the city of Palm Bay both agreed that the city of Palm Bay breached its obligations under the court-approved settlement agreement. The city of Palm Bay then agreed in this new settlement agreement that they would develop the compound and take care of the area. They never did. During our meeting, we brought this to the city's attention. The woman we met with had not heard of any of these settlement agreements, and I'm sure many of the other people that work for the city haven't either. We've been through multiple mayors, city managers, economic directors, and so on since then. So it's quite possible that through the overturn of employees, that this just slipped through the cracks. It was interesting because during our meeting, we discussed another court case that involved the compound, and within this court case, there was an injunction in year 2011. When we passed this over to the woman we were meeting with, she said, okay, well, this is 2011. Can you fill me in on what's happened since then? Nothing. Nothing has happened since then. That's actually why we're here, trying to figure out if the city is going to uphold their end of this agreement that dates all the way back to the early 90s. Unfortunately, it seems that the city of Palm Bay is pointing fingers at property owners and developers, saying it's their job to develop the compound. In one of our previous meetings, the city manager said that the development of the compound will likely happen as the St. John's Heritage Parkway gets developed, because we expect it to slowly grow from the south and the north and eventually meet in the middle, and that should bring electric and all of those other things that we need to be able to develop out there. But is that fair for them to point their fingers at developers and property owners when they originally agreed to bring all these things out there? We're still waiting for the economic corridor analysis to come back. That should come back early next year in 2024. But again, I have to ask, why are we doing this now? Because it was agreed upon that the city of Palm Bay were supposed to do this all the way back in year 2000. Obviously, we can't change the past, but we can move forward. And hopefully the city of Palm Bay will actually uphold their end of the agreement, even though it's 20 years later. As I'm sure you've seen in the news, the compound is notorious for criminal activity. It seems like almost every other week they're finding another body out there or someone else is getting killed. That should not be happening. This should be scary for the city of Palm Bay because they could potentially be facing future wrongful death lawsuits. All it would take is an attorney with a relationship with a family member of someone that has been killed out there, and knowledge of the facts of all of these settlement agreements where the city agreed to develop the area. Because it can be argued that if the city developed this area, like they said they would, that these deaths would not have occurred. Disclaimer, I'm not an attorney, this is not legal advice, but it is something that the city could potentially face. We're now waiting to have another meeting scheduled with the city manager and the city attorney to see where we can go from here. In the meantime, if you own a parcel of land out in the compound or are thinking of investing, now might be a good time, because eventually something is going to be done. And if the compound is rezoned from residential to industrial or commercial, your property values will go up. We just have to patiently wait. As soon as we have another meeting and I have another update, I'll post a video right here and I'll let you know. And hopefully next time, I've got some better news. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Thanks for watching. Bye!